Episode 2 of his maths teacher. Flashback, before he was Mr. Caleb. In the small village of Amurekiti, many years before he became the dreaded maths teacher, Caleb Ajayi was just a quiet, brilliant boy with holes in his only pair of trousers and a dream stitched into every thread of his torn uniform. He was the son of a drunken bricklayer and a mother who sold pap in front of the church. Life was brutal, but numbers were his escape. He could solve multiplication tables before he turned 8. His teachers adored him. Genius, they called him. Even when he had nothing to eat, he would show up to school and fill the blackboard with equations. It was his way out. His father, however, didn't see the point. "You go carry chalk, day teach for classroom like woman," his father would shout, belt in hand, after every report card. Each slap, each insult, each night spent sleeping under the table to avoid beatings hardened something in Caleb. He grew up believing that love was weakness and respect must be earned through fear. Please, like, comment, share and follow me. Caleb eventually escaped that hell. He got a scholarship to study mathematics education at the University of Ibadan. But even at university, the trauma of his childhood never left. He had no friends. He rarely smiled. He was a recluse who believed emotions were liabilities. During his teaching practice, he tried to be kind once. He told a struggling student, "It's okay not to get it at once. I'll help you." The boy told his classmates. The classmates mocked Caleb for being soft. That same week, someone vandalized Caleb's notes and called him useless corper. That was when Caleb made a decision. He told himself, "If I want respect, I must be feared. Kindness is for fools." From then on, he wore his bitterness like a badge. He would become a teacher, but not a friend. His method would be rigid, punishing, and cold. Because that was the only language he believed the world understood. Before we continue, please, like, comment, share and follow me for more stories. After he lost his job at Victory Model College, Mr. Caleb's world began to crumble. He tried to pick up tutoring jobs, but parents avoided him. He tried applying to private schools, but his name had already made the rounds. The worst blow came when his wife, Bola, packed her bags one morning and left with their 2 children. "I want my kids to know love, Caleb," she said, holding back tears. "Not the same fear that destroyed you." He was left alone in a face-me-I-face-you apartment, eating Gary with salt and listening to the muffled laughter of children playing outside, children who would never fear him. It was in that loneliness, that bitter silence, that Caleb began to reflect. He started writing a journal. Each page began with a date and a question. What did I teach them today, math or trauma? Please click on the follow button before we continue. Months turned into a year. Mr. Caleb volunteered to teach in a local community center, unpaid. He taught orphans and street children. This time, he tried something new. He listened. When a boy couldn't solve an equation, instead of yelling, he asked, "What confuses you?" When a girl cried after failing a test, he sat beside her and said, "I used to cry too. You'll be fine." At first, the kids were afraid of him. But over time, they warmed up. His voice softened. His smile returned. He began to laugh again awkwardly, at first, like someone learning a new language. One day, a girl named Peace gave him a drawing, him, holding a chalk, with "Best Teacher" written above. He cried for the first time in 27 years. Before we continue, please click on the follow button. Years later, David, now a graduate, returned to a cure for a seminar. He passed by the same community center and saw a familiar figure teaching children under a mango tree. It was Mr. Caleb. Thinner. Older. Wiser. Kinder. David paused. Mr. Caleb saw him. Their eyes met. There was a moment of silence between them, a silent acknowledgement of a past neither could forget, and a future both were still writing. Mr. Caleb walked up and said quietly, "David, I'm sorry. I failed you. I failed many of you." David nodded slowly. "We all miscalculate sometimes, sir." They shook hands. It wasn't forgiveness. Not fully. but it was a beginning. Epilogue. Mr. Caleb now runs a free math outreach for underprivileged children. He teaches with patience. He shares his story with trainee teachers as a warning: never bleed on the children because of wounds you refuse to heal. He may have been a villain in David's story, but he's really trying not to be one in someone else's. Because sometimes, the hardest equation to solve is the one within. Thank you for watching. Please, like, comment, share and follow me for more stories. Bye for now.